Alright, it should be working now. Can you guys see? I literally changed nothing. Literally changed nothing. Just went back in. Closed OBS, opened it back up, and now it's working just fine. Alright, how we doing, boys? Welcome. How's your day been? Some good football today. Alright, we're good now. Sweet. Alright, dudes. We are on the way to 1 mil. Look at this. Look at these sales. 1.6, 1.4, 2.7, 1.7, 1.4, 500 on a bronze, 1,700, 4,600, 1,200, 1,600, 1,600, 1,300 on a bronze, Pato for 3.8, 2.3 on a bronze, 2.6 on a bronze. Prices went crazy today, boys. Goalkeeper Evo and the Challenge SBC. People were desperate for packs, it appeared. And silvers went crazy in price. We sold all our silver rares. We are down to just lib ones. And now I'm almost out of my silver commons outside of lib and sud. So we're going to put these up for 400. I expect these to start dropping back down in price. They already have started slowly dropping back down. My plan is once I get out of all these, we're going to reinvest our earnings back into more silver rares and silver commons. And that alone should take us to top 100 in the world. Is it delusional to say Gravenberch is the best CDM in the Prem? I haven't watched enough to know how good he is. You just buy the silvers for 350. I bought most of the silver rares for 300. Yeah, we've been club stocking the past few days. On stream, we've been doing it. Off stream, we made a video on it telling you guys to go all in on a club stock at 300. And then all in on gold commons as well. Or silver commons, I mean. For as cheap as you can. Because usually the first few SBCs we get, they really do pop in terms of SBC solutions. I didn't even look at SBC solutions. I was just like, okay, let's get a little bit of everything. Not just top nations, not just 70 pluses. Let's get everything. Therefore, no matter what comes out, we can win. That's what happened. My friend has released his 5-4-1 tactics. It's going to be one of them years again. You said that last time you came in. Did he make a new one? Or is it the same one as before? Playing some haram ball. Low-key, that seems kind of fun to do. I feel like going into a foot champs, just playing haram ball, when you have no desire to win whatsoever, you just want to make it as toxic for the other team as possible. Dude, you know what would have been amazing? Last year, before quitting gave the other person a guaranteed win, if you just played haram ball, and then whenever you gave up a pen or they got close to scoring, you just then quit. Sunderland had gone to 10 men last season. They would have lost 3-0. Shows the improvement. I mean, depends on the competition you play, but yeah. Shows the improvement when you have a championship quality squad versus a shall I say, a side that you'd look at players and say, how are they in a relegation side? Did I watch the Sunderland game today? I'm going to have you think of that one for a minute, buddy. Did a huge Sunderland supporter watch Sunderland play? Or are you talking about any other game? I've just been making coins and watching football all day. And then NFL. As soon as you signed Xhaka, I knew you'd do well. Dude, he was crucial for 3 reasons. One, obviously, his experience. If you sign someone who finished, what, 16th in the Ballon d'Or the year before, that's wild. Second, his leadership qualities. Instantly comes in, becomes the captain, sets the tempo of not only the locker room, the pitch, but just like the atmosphere around Sunderland. And then third, and I would argue potentially even the biggest out of the 3, is his influence on players being able to come to Sunderland. Mukiele doesn't happen without him. Gertruda doesn't happen without him. Robbie probably doesn't happen without him. But he's a package deal kind of with Gertruda. Absolutely gargantuan. I'm asking because you live in America, so it's early. I watched the early games. The Sunderland games started at 8 a.m. for me. Usually on a Saturday, when teams play on Saturdays, regardless of who it is, I'll wake up at 5 a.m., watch like pre-show coverage, and then watch kickoff at 6:30. I'm a early riser. So like today, didn't have to get up as early. All right, are silver rares back down in price? Can someone check silver rare buy nows? Are they 400 within the hour again? Because I'm probably going to go back to silver rare bidding here after we're out of these. We'll have the odd card you can still flip for really good coins, and then the rest will just club stock again. But yeah, the beauty of this, guys, if this is your first time ever going in on silver rares or silver commons, this isn't the only time their price is going to go up. This isn't the only time their price is going to drop. Every time this happens, we make a crap ton of profit, and we just reinvest. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. This is how we make 10 million plus a year. BPM was good today. I wanted to sell my BPM players so bad. I still have most of them. Is there anything from bronzes that are still crazy up in terms of players? Because I have, like, all my rares. All my commons. But I kind of just want to hold for now. Maybe if we can get a few player sales, we'll do that. Oh my goodness. Maybe we should just go through all our bronze rares and see what's up. Go one by one. Yeah, let's do that. Mama, how you doing today? I'm doing fantastic, buddy. Sunderland got a point, a really crucial point. And we are just banging in coins. We're on Club Stock Silvers now for the first time. I would wait until you can get silver rares for 300 coins. If you need to get them for 350 as an investment, I say investments because I usually like them at 300, so you can flip them regardless of if it's an investment or not. Then when it comes to the commons, I realistically like to get commons for 150 to 200 coins, but recently it's been 200 to 250 just because their price has been staying relatively up. Yeah, we are now officially out. Silver commons as well. Spit everything max 250 commons and rares 350. Yeah, mainly. If you want to look for specific nations and stuff, that could work. I just do everything because like today's the perfect example. If I show the screenshot real quick, literally anything could have been up in value. Like if I would have said, hey, I'm thinking of investing in Romanian cams, would have made no sense. Would have never really happened, but glad I had one. So yeah, look at this one. Obviously, this is probably the goalkeeper Evo mixed with the SBC today, but my goodness. 4.6K on a guy I got for 300, 350. And remember, too, every player who plays this game, every team in the game, everyone has a favorite club, right? You think, oh, I'm a Sunderland supporter, so I expect Sunderland cards to be expensive, or I'm going to buy them for whatever the cost is. People have that logic in any country they live in, any league they follow. They will go in on them. Yesterday you had around 50K. Yesterday you had around 50K. How did it get to almost 500K? The same way I said before. I said I was going all in on silver commons and silver rares. Did that. Sold them all. And now we're reinvesting after I go through some of the bronzes now. This was also nice too. I don't know if anyone caught this, but I mentioned that with BPM, when we started club stocking and getting a crap ton of dupes, mainly the dupes are for the gold commons. I was really starting to look at if I could bid 150 on some bronze rares as well. How crucial that would be to a club stock. So we did that. So most of these are first owner pack pulled, but we do have some tradable that we got for 150. I'm going to 100% reinvest the same way. I just sniped 2 Kundes around 131K on the market crash and sold them for 50K profit each. Nice, man. Yo, if you guys could do me a favor, if you're enjoying the stream so far, smack that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We have been making crazy coins today. Hopefully you guys have been too. Our team's coming together well. The RTG, we're starting to get some Evos. The Sunderland RTG, hopefully can start making some progression. We mentioned it in the Road to Glory episode the other day, but we are currently holding on doing the Evo. I want to see if we can chain. Are you buying teams for Gauntlet? For Gauntlet, I'm using for the 3 teams, I'm using my meta team in the final. The round before that, in the semis, I'm using Sunderland. And in the first game, we're doing a YouTube members team where our YouTube members get to select players, whether things we have in our club that they want to see, players that we could afford on the market for the game, mixed in with some like other meta players we have. So those are the 3 I'm thinking. Also, we won the tournament, boys. We won the early release tournament. I was shocked. We were cooking. Low-key cooking. Yeah, if you guys want to stay up to date with kind of like what's happening on our account on a day-to-day basis or throughout the week, how we're making coins, player upgrades in our team, SBCs we're doing, investments we're making, all that's documented in the Road to Glory playlist, which is pinned in chat. You don't have to watch every single episode. I don't expect people to, but there will be some where I'll have like trading videos separate from that. But I'll do like more in-depth tutorials on stuff included in there. Jeez, man. Okay, yeah, I really need to go through and look at all these. Watch lots of your videos, and the point about stacking all bronzes and silvers is to sell at specific occasion. Evo Pack icon. Did you do it? Did it hit today? I'm so excited tonight to reinvest. Do you think 86K is enough to invest in silvers? Yes and no. Any amount is really good enough. But what I would really encourage is if it's 85K, you're going to be flipping some stuff while you do it too, right? You're probably going to pick up some stuff that not only would be a good investment, but you can make some coins at in the moment. So you can continue investing while making coins. But, hold on. W. Let's go. On PC, this technically work? Yep. Market's different on PC. Prices are going to be a little different, but the logic still applies. So if you're wanting to know if like our methods in terms of making coins with the low end stuff would work on PC, the main difference is going to be a supply and demand, but logic still is the same. We're buying cards as cheap as possible for silver rares and selling them when they're higher, so 300 bids. For silver commons, we try to get them for 150, 200, but if we can't, we get them for 250. Whenever there's an SBC that comes out that can send them up, like today, we sell them then. There's always going to be SBC solutions too, so even though we're picking all these up as a quote-unquote investment, now that this SBC's out, we missed like the period where things are probably the most expensive, but not everyone does the SBC right away. So we're now over 4 hours out from when it initially came out, and there's still things selling. There's still things that are becoming an SBC solution now, and maybe they were 200 coins before, now they're 5K. Now they're 500. Now they're 800. So it's always kind of a good idea to consistently check prices on stuff. I'm telling you all right now, if we have the same league SBCs as last year for sure, but the last few years, with Libertadores and Sudamericana being included, I'm telling you right now, bronze rares, bronze commons, silver rares, silver commons, and even the golds if you want, do me a favor, anytime you make coins in this game, just make sure you have one of each. If you have to go team by team, if you have to do concept and buy one of each, specifically the silvers, rares, and the bronze rares, if you can get the gold rares too, you're going to make so many coins if they copy and paste the same league SBCs. It's not even funny. So you'll see me sell some stuff in my club that's silver and bronze and then hold others. I'm going to hold every single lib, even if the lib is expensive right now. If I could get maybe, I don't know, 1,000 plus, I might sell it and reinvest in it again, but I'm really trying to get as many as we can, and I'll show you what that looks like. So if we go to Sudamericana, it's all these. These cards, the silver rares in particular, a lot of these were 2 to 3K last year. Consistently. Alright. So that stuff's still selling. We can start silver rare bidding, I guess. If you guys want to see me do that. This is crazy, man. This is really like a brand new wave, man. Wow, what's up, buddy? There, 1.80 already sold for. And we sniped, what, the other ones for 200 coins? I'm curious how much our club value is right now. It was 210 mil. It's now 112. So we need to basically get another 200 mil if we want to get top 100. Which I think we can get that tonight with all the coins. Just finished watching the new RTG video. The gameplay looks half decent. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I'm actually decent at this game, which is crazy. Usually I'm not. Wobble, quick question since you watched the gameplay part of it. Do you like how I edited kind of the gameplay down to mainly just like either close moments or highlights? I feel like it, because I normally don't watch gameplay videos or streams as much, so I'm not sure what the like standard procedure is for that. Oh, I had a silver Romanian for 2.7K, buddy. Of course, that's the best way to do it for me. All right, bet. All right, so right now, things are going basically instantly for 400. And within the hour for 450. So if you wanted to right now, you could mass bid 300 on everything. Probably going to have some competition, so you could do 350. You probably will win some stuff. Miss out on others. You probably could snipe as well. I'm curious to see. You sat at 350. Rip. I might just wait till prices go down a little bit more. That way I can comfortably keep bidding and winning. Because if we're struggling to win the bids right now, and they're a little too expensive, the alternative might be a half and half, where we slowly pick up cards. But if we can still flip, we still flip. So like, let me do 350, 1200. Like if we can find cards right now that are going for like 800 plus still, like that one. If I can win that, that could be good coins. This would be like another recommendation. Like instead of fighting for the scraps at the lowest price, let's check to see if some things have more value now and go that way. $450K? Yeah, we made a lot of coins today. And we're not even done selling. We probably made, we'll probably by the end of the day have made over 300,000 coins today. Dude, what is going on, man? Was there like a new wave of people putting bronze rares in solutions? Because when I was looking before, it wasn't this crazy. Dude, we might actually make 500K today. Gold common investment might be worth it if they release an upgrade. So with that, I agree, but use caution. If you're going to do that, usually what we did last year was women leagues, because the women hold better value for the commons, and if you can pick them up for 300, sweet. The reason I say caution is if we had an identical market to last year, like let's say SBC was the same, market flow was the same. One of the things that constantly happened was we had an issue where the first week, I think gold commons got to maybe 400, 450. And then the following weeks, they never really got above 400. Like they'd take most of the hour to sell for 400. And then we hit the point where some wouldn't even sell in the hour for 350. So you could pick them up for 300. They weren't even guaranteed to sell within the hour for 350. Gone are the days, or last year was different than how we used to do it, where it was literally just printing coins, invest them on for 350, and they go to 500 plus no matter what. But yeah, that's another good club stock option too. for other SBCs. If you look at top nations, top leagues, you always set yourself up well. Best coin making method at 10K right now. H, if you look at our trading playlist in the description, buddy, that video would have made you hundreds of thousands of coins today, bud. It's not too late. You can still make coins off the silver rares and silver commons right now. But you have 100% missed out on today. The bulk of it. Okay, commons are going down a little bit. What are... Ooh, you know what? We can do gold commons right now. Was that a glitch market, or is everything really going for 350? My man, can you help me out? Got 50K, really want to make some bucks before release. Can you help me out? Yep, the video in the playlist in the description. The FIFA 26 playlist, the EAFC trading playlist. That video in there made us hundreds of thousands of coins today. I'd take a look at that. Same philosophy in that video we used today. Same as a trading tip, same as an investment. And we'll continue to work throughout the year for the whole year. We're going to see if we can hit a mil by full release on Friday. I think we're on track right now. If I club stock and we get another SBC within the next few days, I think we for sure hit it. But we have so much value in stuff we haven't sold yet. And we'll have so much value in stuff that we're adding to the club where the liquidness of the coins, I don't know if we'll line up perfectly with Friday. But does anyone have any specific questions when it comes to silvers that you guys might still be confused about or need clarification on? Whether from what you've seen me do on stream, whether from what you've seen me do in videos. Is there something that you're wondering? What's the trading method right now? The silver one is in the description in the trading playlist. It's silver commons and silver rares method. Right now with the gold commons, everything's 350 plus, it looks like. So we're club stocking and flipping dupes for profit. For SBCs coming out this week. For potential repeatable tomorrow if we get one. Usually we get one on Mondays, but I can't remember. Did we get one before the full release of the game last year? Also, too, we have been playing a crap ton of games. I'm curious to see by the end of the year the total amount of games we end up playing. Where do I, where does it show record? Stadium? No. Here. Minus what? 16 games for squad battle wins? The rest are online. I didn't change it to the Stadium of Light. I'm an idiot. Unbelievable, man. Yeah, we got a 76 double on September 24th last year, but it needed 7 rares, though. Yeah, if it does something stupid like that, that'd be dumb. What's up, dude? Another year of trading started? Yes, sir. What you working on? Just selling off the rest of our silvers. We're going into selling our bronzes now, and reinvesting into gold commons. We'll probably go in on silver commons then next, and then once silver rares can be won for 300, we'll club stock for 300. So if we can be top 100 in the world by tomorrow, that'd be perfect. Struggling to grab silvers for 250 at the moment? Yep, because people are still doing the SBC. So they're still buying for the SBC, so prices are up. Sniping, you'll get some. Mass bidding might be a little difficult at the moment. But the buy nows are slowly dropping down again. I'm hoping once the full release of the game comes out, silver commons will go to 150, 200. That'd be like dream scenario. Alright. So we can sell on more bronze rares. Vinske. The only issue is we got to remember who we end on for comparing price. Otherwise, we're going to keep looking at the same guys over and over. $300 will keep. Hamumbo, I know you probably get this a lot. Was wondering if you can give me a trading method. I'm on 15K. Isaac, I'm going to have you look in the trading playlist that's in the description, buddy. That alone made us over 300K today. If you use that method, it'll do you wonders for the rest of today. As a learning lesson and kind of what to look for, and then the future of trading and investing for you as well. Yep, no problem, bud. So what I might do is in the evening before I go to bed, I might just do cardio. Like get on the treadmill and then just compare price on my companion app or something. for things we have in our club and just list them up. Also, too, something that you guys might be thinking but haven't asked yet or see me do it and want clarification. Whenever I list something like this, the Walker, I have like 1,000 buy now price. I was looking at some compare price to see what other ones are listed. For my starting price, if I'm confident a card will most likely sell at a certain price, I usually won't worry too much about the starting price if I know it's going to go no matter what. If I'm hesitant of whether or not it's going to sell, like, for example, this one, I could list it for $2,100. It might sell. If I list it for like $1,500, it probably has a better chance of selling. If I do a starting price of $150 and there's cards lower than this, chances are this could go for relatively cheap. So it might make more sense to put a start price of something like $500. But what I notice is when I do this stuff in bulk a lot, I stop caring about the exact amount of coins, and it more just comes down to a speed thing. So like for that one, if I can get 700 out of it, worst case scenario, if someone bids 150, 200, 250, and it doesn't go for more, I'm not really losing out on too much because I know the other ones are selling. Same with like this one right there. If you really want to put a bottom price, you can. Like this one. What was that? If he drops in price, even if I can get 1,300 plus for him, that's sweet. But I wouldn't want to risk that one for 150. Like that one, a 600 if it doesn't go, and I can get a few hundred for it. I'm cool with that. Here we go. W. Ooh, we have rewards. I completely forgot. We have our rewards, man. Let me list these for 350 because these sell pretty quickly for 350. And then once we have the transferless space, we'll open our squad bell rewards. Did you guys get anything good in yours? I think I got gold 1. So I have a 75 times 12 consumables pack, which supposedly your chance of getting coin bonuses and pack bonuses in there is decent. Because this is an all rare pack. You got Alvarez from gold 1. Nice. I will say, it's kind of ironic that the year we start doing a lot more gameplay compared to other years, from a content perspective and just like an overall perspective, trying to balance more at the menus, is the year they nerf the amount of stuff you get from gameplay. Anybody else's game crashing right now? Oh, sorry. Trey Hume's tackle is on my timeline. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Yeah, there they are. I'm excited for that rare consumables pack. All right, let's do it. All right, squad bell rewards. To record. BPM's cooking for you? Yeah, BPM cooked today. All right, guys, we have our squad battle rewards. We finished gold 1, so we get a 75 plus times 12 tradable pack, 84 plus, 83 plus in this rare consumable pack. So I'm curious to see how many coin boosts we get out of this, if we get any. We get a 3,000 coin boost. Some anchors, nice. Does anybody know if for moments, the consumable pack in the store for moments? Ooh, Zab. We'll take in. Does anyone know if the store pack in moments is tradable? If so, doing the consumable pack for what? 10 moments stars? Might be worth it. All right, next one we're doing an 83 plus. We'll just go down the line this way. No walkout. But we get a English. Oh. Is that Gordon? Oh. Get him out the club. No Newcastle. Sorry. As a Sunderland fan, I had to. English. Ooh! First owner! We get a first owner Pickford, boys. I can finally sell my tradable one. I don't even know how much he goes for anymore. How much is he? 5.8 maybe? We'll lose some coins. But having a first owner one, 100% worth it. All right, now for the tradable 75 plus times 12. I'm not expecting a walkout. But if we could get one and get at least something that has decent coins, I'll be happy. So no walkout. Serie A Italian striker. Keen for 83 rated. I don't think he has value. Do we hold 83s, you think? Yeah, nothing crazy there. I'm going to just quick sell that. I'm going to just hold the rest of the tradable. We'll see if anything has value or check fodder out later. You can get one for 60 stars tradable. You can get one for 60 stars tradable. You can get one what for 60? A consumable pack? This is what I'm talking about. The rare consumable pack for 10. Oh, we did the 50k pack already. Yeah, no, we did that already. Alright, so the one I'm curious with is this one. Is this tradable? Because if it's tradable, I can do all three. But I don't have room on my transfer list. Alright, we're going to do it anyways. Alright, dudes, we have 39 moment stars. I don't know if this is tradable or untradable, but for 10 stars, a rare consumables pack. If this is tradable, I feel like it could be good coins. So, if it is, sweet. It is. So we get a Hawk, Anchor, Hunter, a gold pack, NWSL. I like that a lot. Let's do the other ones too. Not a gold pack. Here. Second one, any shadow? Nope, we get an engine though. We'll check to see how much the leagues go for and stuff later, but if they keep refreshing these, I don't know how often they get restocked, but at least for the seasonal, I think using these every single season might be worth it. Another Anchor, another Hunter. W. No big packs. I think you could get, what, a mega pack in one maybe? We'll keep an eye on that in the future. Don't have enough to do the ultimate draft token, but that'll be the next thing. Alright. Bring her back, boys. And, if you guys are enjoying the stream, do me a favor, smack that like button. We got 22 people in here right now. Let's see if we can get to 10 likes. 2.1 W. W, man. All right, if anyone knows of any specific nation or league where bronzes may be up, let me know. We can check more specifically, but I think right now it's just more random ones that are appearing in SBC Solutions than anything. Goalkeepers could have some value. We went through those already. Now, there's kind of two camps when prices go up like this. You have a camp where you really only sell like the big boy ones. And there's another camp where if you can sell everything for 200 plus, you do that and then you reinvest after. We'll see what our transfer list looks like by the end of the evening. I think right now I want to keep as many bronzes as possible. Because if these are quickly changing prices like that, I'd rather keep them. Especially if this SBC is going to be out for at least a few days. Does anyone know when that SBC expires, the one that came out today? If we have it for a few days, that's going to be amazing. You know what? I didn't even check commons. I bet there's some commons that had value too. But we're just running out of space at this point. Alright, so like that's an example of one we might be able to get 400 for. But is it really worth it using a spot for a card you could, I say only get 400 for, but you know what I mean. Might as well keep it until it's like 1,000 plus at some point. Or only list cards right now that you can get close to 1,000 plus. You best believe the next time I can go through and bid 150 on a bunch of bronze rares, probably later tonight, I'm going to store a crap ton in my club. If you do BPM, you will get a lot of bronze rares. You won't get all of them, though. Especially if you use Pale Tools. Pale Tools has a filter where it shows you which ones you don't have versus which ones you have when you're open bidding. That can be a really nice way to club stock without having to run into too many dupes. No, accidentally. Shoot. Back. Maybe we look at all the Romanian cards. We sold a lot of Romanians today. Here we go. Eze. You know what? I bet PC's crazy for bronze pack method. I bet SBC solution trading with the just limited cards on the market in general probably goes crazy with this. The only negative though is supply, or not supply, demand. You have less supply and less demand. And the later in the year it goes, way less people buying stuff. It's wild how many cards get affected, though. Like, I was selling today. It was just truly crazy to see how many cards went. And how many cards are still going. Like, you could literally probably do BPM right now and sell these as you go, too. Doesn't have to be the investment side of things, but you're going to make way more on the investment end. Go. More sold. Look at that ring. 2.4K for the Swede. W, man. Alright, let's go back to some gold commons. Only issue with bidding 300 on the gold commons is I feel like there's a ton of cards that have just a little bit more value than that we'll lose out on in terms of club stocking. And we might run into the case where we bid on the same cards over and over. We very quickly basically win all the same ones. So we'll keep an eye on that. We might go league by league at some point. But for now, this is fine. If we do get a repeatable tomorrow, I will make at least a small group and do a pack opening with it. For sure. But let me ask you this. Another way to look at this. If you're someone who really doesn't like thinking too much when it comes to like trading, investing, making coins, and you want it to be as kind of hands-off as possible until things are up, and you mainly want to do gameplay, literally just club stock silver commons, silver rares. If you want to do BPM, sweet, but you could just mass bid 150 on bronze rares and club stock those too. And then anytime we get a daily SBC, you start checking to see if things go up. And then if it's out for at least a few days, each following day they'll have value as well. Maybe not as high as the original day. Same thing with Evos. An Evo will come out, things will go up if it can fit. And just make coins over time that way. Or, let's say you want to do a mix of like high-end stuff, but you're afraid of like maybe the risk of potentially losing coins on some high-end items. Do your high-end trading, flipping, investing. But if you're constantly doing this low-end stuff, even if the big one doesn't pan out, you're making some of your coins back from this low end. So it allows you to take more risk because you have the sustainability of this. That is another way I would view the game as well. If you're struggling to take it to the next step, which for me, that's what I always do. It's not that I necessarily don't want to do higher end trading. I just love doing lower end trading so much, and it works so well. I find myself caught in the camp of like, oh, this has never done me wrong. Let me keep doing this. Which, if it gets me 10 million plus a year, it's not bad. But the more coins you have, the more you can have it work for you. Way less hands-on. So I could list a lot of these probably for 400, but this is another thing to consider. If you guys are dealing with dupes when you're club stocking gold commons, if it's a 350 within a few minutes, that 50 coins in a few minutes is infinitely better than 100 coins by the end of the hour, or potentially after a few relists. Look at that. So what we'll do now is we'll wait for the rest of the silver commons to sell. If they don't sell on this listing, we'll store them back in the club. And then we'll keep putting these gold commons. We'll keep bidding, flipping the dupes. And then once we're basically at all gold commons and bronze rares on our transfer list, once the gold commons sell, we'll do one final hurrah of all the bronze rares in there. Sunderland almost bought this guy. I'm kind of glad we didn't get him. They wanted like 35 mil for him, or something wild like that. Not bidding on silvers anymore. We're finishing selling the rest of the silvers we have, but then we'll restock. Right now there's still competition on them, so I'd rather work on something that's less competition. So let's say we don't get a repeatable tomorrow. If we don't get a repeatable, I'll probably just sell the gold commons that go up with like daily SBCs or Evos. And then I just might hold on to the rest of these for other times. We do have marquee matchups coming up Thursday. I got to finish my marquee matchups. I haven't done it yet. I have almost 750,000 coins of transfer profit. But in terms of value in our club that we haven't sold on yet, I'm probably close to 1 million if I got rid of everything. So we should have no excuses to not have 1 million by Friday. How about you, buddy? How many coins are you guys on? Also, too, reminder, the gold Sudamericana and Libertadores cards. Pick one up of each, put it in your club, and forget about it. Same with the silver commons, silver rare, bronze commons, and bronze rares. Get one of each team, one player in each team, forget you have it. Put in your club, and if we get the same league SBCs as last year, live inside to the moon. I'm at 650k transfer profit for now, trying to get to 1 mil too. Nice. What once you get to 1 mil, what's your plan after that? Or is it really just the mill and then do whatever? Like for me, I just want to get to 1 mil by Friday. Then we'll keep making investments in trading throughout the year. Try to get 5 to 10 mil by team of the year. And mainly use it for like content. Let's put the fries in the air fryer. Uribe. You know what I might risk? I would have to time it really well. I'd have to time it really well. If I look at the past few years, historically, when we got League SBCs, and if it was a specific day during the week we got them, I could go all in. Millions of coins on Libertadores and Sudamericana cards after the full club stock of everything in the club. And then just say, hey, if we get them in the next week or two, sweet. Like, if you were not a content creator and you just wanted the most coins possible and you didn't care if you couldn't trade or like open packs for like a week or two, if you had an idea of when those were coming out, you could make serious bank. My goodness. Like the return on investment, if we're talking bronze rares and silver rares, for a lot of them, were 2 to 3K. If you're getting the bronze rares for 150 to 200 coins, whew. The silver rares for 300. The gold rares, like imagine Acuna, Ledesma, Cotes, those cards. You have to look to see who's available this year. Yeah, I can't remember when it came out. Yeah, you look that up. I'm going to look up a concept squad of Lib and Sud players. Because if we're talking about it, we might as well do something about it. Alright, so this one's going to be the highest end Lib cards. We'll do the highest end Sud cards in the other. Okay, one thing I'm noticing for Libs, Cotes is still there, but we no longer have the higher end Ledesma. We no longer have the Acuna. So just from a pure rating perspective, we're either going to need less rares or less rating, or you're going to need a lot more gold commons, potentially. And if it's limited to X amount per team again, like you can only have 2 players per team, we're going to start analyzing which ones. Let me put those in. Oh yeah, these are going to cook. These 74 rated ones, these usually go extinct. Look at how many silver rares they are. That's heaven right there, man. Alright, so Lib's sitting pretty already. And again, just bare minimum, make sure you have at least one of each in the next month or so. Do Sudamericana. Set only 2 golds. Oh my gosh. If they copy and paste the requirements from last year, this is going to be the most expensive silver rares probably would be for them. But also too, I hear most expensive. In my head, I don't see that as a bad thing. I think about all the coins I'm going to make on flips. Could you imagine sniping how good that's going to be? Could you imagine the amount of silver rares people will buy and then the amount of gold commons to make sure they get the, what, 72 rating? Like, that's a 73 rating for these. That's no high-end gold. So you bid in on golds for 300. Is it worth me doing that? Depends on your reasoning for it. For us, we're doing it as a club stock for if we get a repeatable SBC tomorrow and they go up. But just in general, I mean, if you're trying to club stock anything and you can flip the ones for profit in the moment, every single card goes for 350 plus. So if you wanted to, you could. Very easy coins. You're not making many coins off the card right now if you're just selling it right now to the market, but as of just an easy way to pick up cards in bulk, not a bad idea. Like, if for the next hour you just sat here and did nothing but bid 300 on these and sell them for 50 coins profit per card, you're getting a little less than 5K per 100 listings. You could probably pick up 1,000 plus cards by the end of the night. Easy 50 to 100K by the end of the evening. Just by turning your brain off and bidding on these. But if you list it for 400, club stock, list them for 400 plus, you'd get it too. Approximately 24th of October. Could happen with the Scream promo. Dude, if that happens with the Scream promo, that would be insane. I hope we have a few weeks of Scream. I hope it's not just one team. I'm telling you guys right now, every Scream Evo, every promo card, every cosmetic, I'm getting every Scream thing possible. Think they'll do 2 teams? I hope, man. I wonder if they're going to do, like, 99 stats on one of the places or 2 of the places. Or if they're just going to be, like, standard promo cards. Because you guys remember the 91 stat boost ones? Those were so fun. Like a center back with 99 shooting. A striker with 99 defending. A defender with 99 pace. How much do you think golds will go up to tomorrow? If we get a repeatable SBC, and it's a standard year of repeatable SBCs, gold commons will usually go to 400, 450 within the hour, and lazy listing between 500 to 600 throughout the few days they're out usually do pretty well. If it's like last year, the first week it did decent, but every week after, they didn't even go to 350, 400 within the hour easily. They just stayed extremely low in price. But I think that was due to a lot of supply and a lot of the repeatables just not being worth it. Like last year for, I think it was a 78 double, it was like 11 golds needed with 7 of them being rare. Why would you put in 7 rares and 4 commons for a pack that gets you 2 gold rares, most likely around 80 rated, when you can do a gold upgrade for a 77 or 75 plus double for 11 gold commons? So the gold upgrade would be the better value there. So it really depends on that. If they make it mainly just gold commons or they make it good value, the price will go up. But if they make it bad value, not as many gold commons, it'll be more difficult. And just because more rares are needed doesn't mean rares really rise either. Those can be 2 separate things. I remember the PK, Bernard from Everton. Yep. Are you investing in any team of the weeks? I might get some of the low-end ones. Like, I might get the discard ones and pick them up. Depends on how many coins I have by then. I mean, chucking them in your club for getting they're there and waiting until they go up is the surefire way of making an easy percentage gain on your coins. Like a good amount. Anything you recommend for long-term lazy investments? Consumables there's way less consumable supply this year. Way less packs are giving you tradable stuff. So if you notice a dip in consumable prices and you think it'll rebound, or you don't think there's going to be as many on the market, whether things go extinct or not. So like if we're talking shadows, and shadows were like 3 to 3.5K earlier, if you want to invest in that thinking they're going to go to 5K, there's the risk they could go down in value. But if you pick up, I don't know, something like anchors or something like that, I don't know how much anchors are, pick up maybe like 10 to 20. Actually, no, let's show you live what I mean. Because we had a method with consumables last year, and I think this could work good. Not only good, this could work potentially really well. So we're going to look up anchors. Anchors are very common. Defender one. A lot of center backs use them. They are going for 1,000 coins. If you can get a snipe in there, sweet. But look at what you can win them for on bid. And look at what you could potentially lazy list for. So we're going to wait the 15 seconds here. Carlos! What's up, buddy? 40 months. Hello, brother. I was out of town, just starting the grind today. What are you up to right now? We are looking at different methods, buddy. Thank you for the re-up membership, my man. Carlos, you get a reward with the YouTube membership for Gauntlet that comes out next week. We are having YouTube members give us suggestions of a player throughout the month to put in the YouTube member squad for us to do the first game of Gauntlet. So if you want someone like, I don't know, one of your Mexican heroes, if we want to put one of them in goal or get one of the strikers in our price range or use existing cards we have, that's going to be our first Gauntlet team. Then we'll have the Sunderland RTG team and then the meta team in the final. But thank you for the re-up, buddy. 40 months. That's wild. But no, so look at the price of anchors, right? They're going for 1,000, 1,100. So what we're looking for is if you can pick them up for a few hundred coins under this, and if you can sell them for within the hour a few hundred coins above it. So right now, if you don't see a lot of supply that you could get for maybe 1,000, it looks like someone's picking them up for 1.1. So if they can pick them up for 1.1, start seeing like right here, there's a 1.2 listing. Is this selling by the end of the hour? If these are getting bought out, like that got bought out there, okay, sweet. So we know we could sell it for 1,200 by the end of the hour. So if we bought them for 1K, we'd make 200 coins at least per one. This one didn't look like it sold though. So the chances of getting 300 plus on it would be a little bit more difficult. But if you can find a consumable like this while they have a dip in price where you can get them when they're down and buy now versus what they were like an hour ago, get them on bid for even cheaper, a few hundred below that, and then sell into the rise or at least lazy list into it, that's going to make you a lot of coins. And once you get good at kind of reading those, consumables are unlimited. You can put as many of these in your club as possible. If you have 100K and you're getting an anchor for 1,000, you can get 100 of them. If you have millions of coins, you can put millions of coins into these and store them all in your club without having to go unassigned. So the risk is they could change in crazy in price depending on the supply. The reward is you have endless room in your club to put them. So here's a perfect example. Look at this one. This is one we listed for over 2K. Look at its bid right now. So this one, I'd have to check what the buy now is right now. Let's say it's like 1,000 buy now. Let's say I wasn't the lowest. There's a few under it. I potentially just lost out on maybe 600 coins because I did the low start price. All Sunderland players are basically Mexicans right now. The whole fan base is. Alright, I'm going to chuck those back. Alright, but Taryn, does that make sense, buddy? let's see if we can win any more. We'll do one more round of gold commons, then we'll go back to silvers. Yo, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Perfect. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. No problem, bud. Like I said, that's a little more risky. The lower end where you just kind of like hold things long term as a lazy 2 would be gold commons for 300, silver rares for 300, because those are both the lowest you can get them for in general. And just holding until either individual cards or the whole market goes up. Like today, the whole silver rare market went up and things went crazy price. Bronze rares for 150. Silver commons for 150 to 250. If you can get them for 150 to 200, that's perfect. And just as you do kind of like one sell off of those, like for today, all the cards we put in, we can reinvest back into all of them later, and then we have leftover coins we can use for other stuff as well. Really just need Evos that allow my Mexicans and your Sunderland players to get the same level as good cards right now. Don't need nothing crazy. I'm curious to see how much they nerf Evos with how much they're nerfing progression of cards this year. Like, we're already seeing it in the Showdown cards. They did the store pack for 100Ks the other day, which was something you knew was coming. You just knew they were going to go back on their word at least a little bit. Or say they want to slow down the power curve and then have moments like that. Alright. I low-key kind of want to go in on bronze rares again. I should probably do that off stream. Because if I did it right now, I'd get a bunch of dupes I'd have to list for 200. If I do it on Pale Tools... Oh, we could switch to Pale Tools and show you what I'm talking about. Are you just club stocking? For gold commons right now, yes. And then just flipping the dupes. Alright, 15 more. So there's still plenty that we're getting that we don't have in the club. How much should I sell the golds for I get? It depends on what you mean by you get. Are you talking about the dupes or are you talking about the ones in your club? Like for me, I'm listing these for 350 because they sell quickly for 350 versus potentially don't sell at the end of the hour for 400. So for me to keep this moving, I like just making the quick coins. I really don't care about these coins. I'm focused more on the club stocking aspect. But technically, some of these are getting paid for by the dupe flipping. If we're selling for not even a lot of coins for 50 profit a piece, 6 of those pays for a card. So every 70 bid on, you could chuck 1 in the club. Technically, it would need to be 7 because of EA tax, but you get what I'm saying. But this exact same thing is what we did for silver commons and silver rares, boys. Nothing glorious about it. Just put in everything in the club for when it eventually goes up in price. Making the crazy coins on them and doing it all again. Are silver still selling for 300 coins? Everything was 400 plus before, earlier, for commons and rares. I don't know where the market's at right now. I haven't checked it. I would assume silver commons are down to maybe 300 pretty quickly and 350 by the end of the hour would be my guess. Silver rares, you probably have a lot of open bids that are good coins. Especially if you're going like 50 above the lowest buy now. Like if they're selling for, let's say, 400 pretty quickly, 450 within the hour. If you started bidding 400 to 450 but compared price and look for things that are 800 plus, you'd probably run into a ton still. The best is if you can find the in-between pockets. How have you made so much already just doing silvers? Because we do the same thing every year and it works every year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If we make 10 million coins plus a year mainly doing silvers, I'll continue to make 10 million plus a year mainly doing silvers. And again, if you guys need the tutorial on the mindset behind it, how they get their value, all that's included in the trading playlist in the description. We have a video where we go into extensive details on everything you need to know about silvers. I mean, fair. I'm on like 240k when I sell my current cards, so I just was a bit curious if I should do anything to make more. I mean, if you just, whenever you have the opportunity, whether it's gold commons, bronze rares, silver commons, find like an hour or two period throughout the week to just club stock. There's always going to be SBCs that come out that shoot things to the moon. That's your best friend. You do that once, that 240k becomes 500k to a mil, and all that additional coins you're making, you don't put a mil back into all this because a mil would be plenty more than you would need. Like if, let's say, for example, I have 250k and I get a bulk of the silver rares or a bulk of the silver commons. Once I sell most of them for double, triple the price, I can get the same ones all back later and then just take the additional profit, make sure I have all the other areas covered, and then do the higher end stuff or like the bigger investments. All right, 10 new ones still, but 22 dupes. So this number should continue to slow down. If the next batch we get under 5, I'll call it quits. I have a current idea on some silvers I can invest in for Thursday's marquee matchups, and actually, if they're that good. Marquee matchups will never rise them as much as other SBCs, but you can do that. Not something to keep in mind too with marquee matchups is they're one of the most overinvested things. So most of the time, the cards you're buying, specifically if you have teams in mind or no matchups, most likely will have a huge group of people doing the same thing, artificially increasing the price right now. And by the time it eventually comes out, so many people are selling that it just crashes the price altogether. So it's not a bad idea. You just got to be really careful at how many you buy, specific players, specific teams, and hope they don't change requirements and stuff. Versus something like this, you don't get a specific team, you don't get a specific player, you get literally just everyone, and you win no matter what. Because prices can only go up. And if you do this for marquee matchups, you have them all anyways. You'll have every league, players from every league, players from every team. I see. Thank you for that. No problem, buddy. Let me know if you have any questions, or more specifically, what I mean by certain things if you're confused. I have this issue where I feel like I've done this for so long. In my head, it makes perfect sense. But for people doing things for the first time, I sometimes lose track of like, oh, people might be confused on, do you look at the individual buy now for each card and search on the market? Do you compare price? How do you know something's up? How do you know when to sell something? How do you know what to list something for? If it's all profit, how much profit? If a card in your club you can double your coins on, do you sell at double? Do you wait till it goes to 1,000 plus? No, I'm just mostly confused with things in this game. Don't worry. I'm very curious to see what the market looks like next week. Because you're going to have a bunch of people doing the intro SBC'S. Doing all those. You're going to have more people doing like the marquee matchups and all that other stuff. So additional tradable packs on the market. I'm also curious to see how many items will be listed on the market by then. Because right now we're at how many items? 3.9 mil. Watch that become like 10 mil plus. $11 new ones still. Sick. Yeah, there's some leagues, there's some nations where if you wanted to list them for 400, you can. I'm just taking the quick sale and moving. Alright, let's do a silver update real quick. Take a look at those. Gold commons are selling for 350 within seconds, mainly. So if you're trying to club stock for tomorrow or just in general, or you want like the most mind-numbing quick flips, now would be the time for that. You're not really getting outbid either. People will just beat you to the 300 bid. Looks like within 5-10 minutes right now. They might slowly be dropping. Alright, silvers. 300. 300 within 10 minutes. Ooh. Alright, let's test real quick. Double their coins, nice. Oh, at 72 would have been nice. So mass bidding 250 right now might be difficult. You can try. I don't think there's a lot of supply to begin with. So for me, usually when I get most of my silver common supply outside of sniping, it's usually going to be like marquee matchups time. Like that one's 350 within the hour. What you can do too, if you're trying to flip some and store some, you can check to see what the buy nows are going for, and if it's too low for you, just chuck it in the club. Like this one, if I can get 400 plus on this, I'll list it. If not, I'll just chuck it in the club. And this is like a little bit slower of a way to start getting some cards back in your club without like fully committing to bidding. So, yep, where are silver rares? My guess is 450. Oh, 450 within the hour. So 400 bids probably work decent. What you could do, or experiment with something. This is risky, but if I did goalkeeper 450, went towards the 59th minute, and compare price on them, like I see a 700 one there. Buy that and maybe get it for, oh, it got bought already. Like 650, 700. But if you can find ones that are like 1,000 plus still, by using the daily SBC, potential Evo, popular team, that could work really well. Got any tips to do what to do with 6K? Yep, if you look in the description, we have our trading playlist. I highly recommend our silver player method. That will make you lots and lots of coins throughout the year, specifically with low-end coins. I was lazy with sells for a while, buying for like 2.3 at the start and selling for 2K profit each card. It was mental. For what card you're selling for that? Matt's sells. Thursday and Friday, I was just lazy, and they literally guaranteed sold every hour. It was stupidly OP. I haven't heard of them. Oh, Forest Keeper. Okay. Has anyone heard of a thing called crash price listing? Nope. So there's something we do occasionally when it comes to club stocking. So like right now, let's say I just sold all my silver rares earlier and finally got out of them. And I really would love to go back in on them for 300 coins a piece. But even 350 bids right now, I might win some but lose most of them because they're still 450 within the hour and then 400 pretty quickly. What you can do if you want to try to kind of speed up that process and you want to make some coins, not a lot of coins, but you want things to kind of slowly go down, you can slowly kind of tip it in that favor by doing something like this. So if we know these go for 450 within the hour, we know bidding 400 would still guarantee us profit, right? We know sniping them for 400 would do that, but we know if we bid 400, it's guaranteed profit. So what we could do is try to win as many of these cards as possible for 400 and then just list them for 450 in bulk. And the more you can get, the better. So if we can get like 50 to 200 and then list these all together in bulk, the speed that we're listing versus the speed that are selling will usually start tweaking it more down the negative direction. We'll see. And then you just try to do it for 350. So you do this for a few times through, and then if you consistently win all these and you notice the price is dropping a little bit, you then test the waters with 350. You kind of follow that down. So instead of winning them for 350 and selling them for 50 coins less, because you're bidding 50 coins less, you still list them at the same price until they're just not selling. Then you drop it 50 and you keep dropping it down. So it looks like we're winning most of these. I would do a quick check to see if anything still has crazy value if you're going to list them in bulk. Like, if you can get 700 out of that, might as well just list that. Like a 600 for that, I'll take that. If I can double my coins in 800 for that, sweet. Like, a lot of these just look like they're still good value. Like, you don't have to miss all these bids because you're trying to get the cheapest for possible. Like, there's one going for 500, 450 probably. There's another one there. But, like, in this group, there's still some worth a lot more. It's like, that's one for 500. So then, like, these, I'm not going to list those yet. We'll wait. We'll do this next group. We'll do this a few times through. Will this be easier upon full release next Friday? Usually with full release, there's more supply. And it's all a lot easier. But also, too, this is how I come up with methods as well. It's a lot of just hands-on work. So, like, I knew some cards would still be up in price. I didn't realize some might still be that high consistently. So now it becomes, okay, if you can win them all at this price and consistently get out of maybe like 25 cards you win, 10 to be like 800 plus, that's really good. But then start thinking about that in bulk. The more coins you have, the more you can win. The more you can list, the more you can sell. Was I bidding 400 before or 450? 400? Whoops. See, even I forgot. Yep, but like the nice thing about silvers too is there's silver stars, there's silver objectives, there's SBC'S that they're needed, Evos they're needed. Like there could be a million things that sends a card up in price. Yep. The one issue I run into a lot of times is this, though, where it might not physically be possible to get as many silver commons and silver rares back into the club that we had before if we don't go at slightly higher prices. Like, if this SBC is out for the next few days, we might, if we can't win them for 300, start club stocking at 350. Because if another SBC comes, I don't want to miss potentially missing out on the value of that by having things in our club for 50 coins more. If it happens to be the case where prices keep dropping after we fill them in our club for 350, we just fill even more in our club for 300. We quickly have to hop out for like 10 to 20 minutes. I'm going to make food, but I'll be back shortly. Sounds good. We'll be live for a while yet, so take your time. Good luck with trading. Thank you. Actually, no. I don't need luck. Hey, Mamba, how you doing? Can you go over the method? I'm just tuning in. Yeah, Yvonne, if you want the full tutorial on it, I'll go over it briefly now. The full tutorial's in the description in the trading playlist. It's our silver player method. If you want like the ins and outs. In general, SBC came out today. That caused things to go up in value. We had all these cards in the club ready to go for said thing. Prices are dropping down. We're now reinvesting into the same said cards and then selling them again when they go back up. What is them? Silver commons, silver rares, gold commons, bronze rares, anything that could be potentially used for any SBC, Evo. We club stock it all. Preferably things at values that make sense no matter what. So like silver rares can't bid lower than 300. So if we go in on them at 300, theoretically can't sell them for less. They could stay at the same price for a bit, but you can't sell them for less. Gold commons, you can't bid it any lower than 300. So if you club stock for 300, everything right now is 350 plus within the hour. Can't get any lower than that. You can only go up or stay the same. Bronze rares, if you bid 150 or BPM to store in the club. Things like today, a lot of them shot to 500 plus, 1,000 plus, 2,000 plus, 3,000 plus. Realistically, how often does that happen? Any point in time, whenever there's a card that's up in value. You'll usually never know when it is, though, until an SBC comes out. But now that this one came out today, there will be things that will continue to have value even after most people have completed it. So I'm going to just list these for 500. We'll do 450 as well. Start crashing the price a little bit. $450. 450. 450. We'll keep the lib and suds though, so we won't list that one. I'm doing good, Josh. How you doing, buddy? Savo sold? Okay. Alright, we are Out of these. Out of gold commons again. So let's bid again for gold commons. While we still can. Let's check to see if they're moving down. Yeah, so everything's within 10 minutes. So it's slowly dropping. But everything you pick up for 300, guaranteed profit within 10-15 minutes right now. Been just doing a lot of BPM today, doing with the objective of club stocking, but coins slowly rising from it. Nice, man. Yeah, I got to go back into BPM later tonight and restock a lot of our bronze rares too. I'll probably end up doing a lot of silvers tomorrow as well during the day. Now that we're almost 6 hours past new content, it's about to be midnight in UK. Might be a little late to pick up a ton of cards. I'll probably start sniping silver commons for 250. I'm just filling up then. I'm fine going back in on them above 200 if it means we can club stock. Alright, we should check too how close we are to top 100. Because we dropped heavily after we sold all our stuff. So 315 is needed. We're at 135, so we're going up slowly. Gold commons will help. Silver rares and silver commons will help the most, though. And bronze pack method. Is that 90 pace on that card? Jeez. Speaking of bronzes, how are managers doing right now? I know they were crazy the other day. I think a Stupinian is going to be a really good Evo card. If silver's going for 200 or 400, do I check in my club or sell? Completely depends on your goal. If you're low on coins and you, I don't know how much you picked it up for, but if you can get at least 100 to 150 coins on it now, it might make sense to sell and keep flipping. If you can do that consistently. But if you have a lot of coins and your main goal is get as many coins as possible, club stocking and selling for huge premiums will be the better way to go. We're at 178 club value. Nice. Alright, I'm trying to think what would make the most sense to do while I'm doing cardio. BPM. Could probably do silver rare bidding on our phone. Alright, let's see how close to 50 cards we can get. And then we'll run an experiment on how many we won, how many are not dupes. Because at this point we have to have a few hundred in our club, right? Surely. And again, if you do this on Pale Tools, it'll show you which ones you've already won and which ones you haven't. Or which ones you have in your club, I should say. So it'll gray out the ones you already have. That way, if you're trying to avoid dupe bidding, That's where like the aesthetics appeal tools can help a ton. Yes, and don't call me Shirley. But I'm not even joking. You're by far the best YouTuber for low budget trading. Every time I check the streams, you print coins in a really easy to understand way. No glaze. Appreciate it, man. Not me. I agree the methods work, and I agree there's a beauty in it because I'm going to not expose other YouTubers, but like the general idea content, which is good and bad. There are a ton of people that make coins, a lot of investors, a lot of high-end trading people, a lot of the people that like sell Discords. There's a lot of value in those, don't get me wrong. But a lot of the time, it nets on either the stupidity of other people or getting a huge group of people to hype a card up, get access to leaks, yada, 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 yada. A lot of that behind-the-scenes stuff. The beauty in this is if you understand the concept and buy things when there's literally zero risk and see when it goes up or see how it goes up, once you learn those basics, it's hard to forget them and it's easy to see where other value comes from things. So like if you're someone who did want to do more of those high-end things, if you get really good at these low-end stuff, you can do that other stuff no problem because you know you'll always have the coins from here. So if you're debating, let's say, buying gold rare metas before full release, and you wanted to basically buy your whole team. Let's say you bought a whole team tradable. It cost 500k, but you still had another few 100,000 coins, and you're flipping silvers, flipping bronzes, gold commons. The coins that you put into all those within the next week would probably become the value of the coins you put into your team. And even if you lost your whole team, they all went to discard, you'd probably be close to break even in coins, which is wild to think. Now, obviously, time goes into it. The amount of cards you win goes into it. I'm not stupid to say like, oh, everyone can do this and get the same exact result. A lot of it just comes down to those other factors. How long are you willing to sell? How long are you willing to bid? How long are you willing to store? But you can still do it low end with all those things and be just fine. We get 10 million minimum each year. If I didn't spend a single coin in Evos, big promo packs, League SBC'S, we'd probably make close to 25 million coins just off of these sort of methods each year. So it's like, if you even do a fraction of what we do, instead of 1 million in the first week, most likely like us, you can make a few 100,000. Yeah, all that being said, I appreciate it, and I think the methods work really well. The issue then, though, for me, is what do I do after that, right? We have the variations with, like, League SBCs. There's additional value to those, Evos that come out and stuff. But, like, after I've taught people how good this is, it's very hard for me to then go, oh, find this meta gold rare that's going for, like, 2,500 and try to flip it for 3K and hope it doesn't crash. It's hard for me to step out and do other videos because I feel like I have so much knowledge in this specific area, and it's like my safety comfort blanket, so to say. But also, too, it's like, I say that. At the same time, I look at the profits we get from it, percentage-wise, and I'm like, dang, I feel like this is better than most things. Yeah, obviously you have the people who have like millions of coins already, and they'll buy drops in players where they spend 500k, they make 250. Way less cards they have to deal with, but a lot more risk too. This is like the in-between. The risk is if you want to risk your parents hitting you for being on the game too long. This is if you want to risk not having a social life or touching grass for the next few days. And again, make sure you look. You might not be getting outbid on a card. They might just be beating you to a card. So, like, don't feel like you have to bid 350 on these. If someone beat me to it and bid 300. So we just find a new page. Refresh, find a new page. Alright, we're at max. We'll see how many of those sell. One thing I did want to look at real quick is high-end bronze commons. So I'm going to have to scroll through a few pages of gold rares still, or bronze rares. But I want to look at bronze commons. I would specifically look at top nations, but I want to see if there's any value right now in specifically 64 and 63, but any kind of rating of these cards. So you'll see me pass this kind of card. If you ever see this League Libertadores or the Sudamericana, I don't even check those prices because I'm keeping them all for League SBCs eventually. We won't go crazy on this. I'm just seeing if there's anything that pops out. Goalkeeper, maybe? Another thing, too, a lot of these, even if they're not crazy in price, with the SBC, a lot of them seem more likely to sell within the hour, which is good in of itself. If you can get a lot of these to sell for 200 within the hour, knowing that you'll get them back eventually, that's not a bad idea. Get 100 on the transfer list, make yourself 20K. Beautiful. English player in the MLS. I feel like that will be good eventually. $200. 600. And now for these, I'm going to be way more likely to accept a 150 open bid. I'm not caring as much. If it hasn't sold by the end of the hour for 150 open bid, and whatever buy now I set, I can just chuck it back in the club. Alright, we'll do one more page after this. So there's 250 for that one. 200 for that one. See, this excites me, man, because now every time I do this, whether it be silvers, bronzes, or golds, it just makes me want to do the thing even more. So like when we sell all our silvers, I'm now desperate to get all the silvers back. When we sell bronze players from BPM, or for the rares, when we're just mass bidding on the ones we don't have, and I see them go up, it just makes me want to spam it even more. Like, that one's tricky. Do I take a 400 for him? Knowing we'll probably get him back eventually, we'll try. You could sell. Alright, cool. But what we could do is maybe like late at night when I'm doing cardio on the treadmill, we could just kind of keep an eye on stuff and go through bronzes. And if something's crazy up, we just sell it. Alright, so we won 42 of the cards. How many are non-dupes? 17 are still non-dupes. Jeez, man. Alright. We have more bidding to do. We're basically trying to get to the point where we have very few that we don't have already. I feel like the time it takes to sell is slowly going up as well. It's taking a little longer and a little longer, which means if there's a time to club stock, it is now. I have a feeling that by tomorrow, these are going to drop back down a little bit. Maybe there'll be a period where people think we're going to get a repeatable SBC and it'll go back up for people club stocking later, but... Hey, Sup Mumbo, 4th year chatting with you, broski. Hope you're doing well. Fun talks, welcome back, brother. You start your account yet, my man? Or are you not playing this year? Alright, silver rares for the ones we listed are slower to sell. For both the 450 and both the 700, 800 instant listings, where in the past, towards new content, those are selling right away for the lowest buy now. So, things are definitely going down, which is good. We'll see how good that becomes. Alright, before we do more bidding, let's do a few bronze packs and see if we can get a few managers and see where they're at. Not playing this year. I've been doing some trading on the web app. I'm saying 100K and debating if I should play or not. They're going to have you pack like an Mbappe or something. And that'll be the thing that does it. Also, too, you're going to see me do something right now with BPM. It's not me being wasteful. It's me being strategic. So, usually with your duplicate players, if you're doing BPM and you have a open transfer list, it would make sense to list these that you have dupes for 200 or whatever price you think it could go for, because they will eventually sell. In my head, I don't want to right now fill the rest of my transfer list with duplicate bronzes for 200 coins that most likely won't sell the first listing and have to relist over and over. I would much rather quick sell this, not because I'm wasting coins, but I'm being strategic, and the coins that I miss out on that, and the coins I miss out on the other quick sells, will make back more, if not infinitely more, with the gold commons that we're flipping, right? The 50 coins profit each dupe while we're club stocking, and all the cards in our club, whether it be the bronzes we're getting from here that go for a crazy amount, the silvers that we're going to restock. So don't always look at things as like just one-minded. Be open to potentially changing it up a little bit. This might be that next step where you take from making BPM something that's a coin making method as a trading tip and you change it to an investment. When you go to the investment route, things like that are going to be more necessary. EA know how to fish for players? I bet they have something in the algorithm for that too. I almost guarantee it, man. I feel like they do. I know for a fact they do it for, Alright, it's not I know for a fact. You see those people on social media where it's like they have less than 7.5K and then they pack in Mbappe in their preview? Well, Mumbo, great draw for Sunderland today. Just jumped in the stream. What's the current trading method right now, or what's been what you been doing, brother? Yeah, great draw today. I think if we would have had 11 men, potentially could have gotten all 3 points. I think Sunderland was doing really well in the first half up until that point. But I will gladly take a point against a European, a team in European places. Obviously, a little drop off this season versus last, but I think Aston Villa will turn it around. We have made hundreds of thousands of coins on silvers. We sold basically all our silver commons and silver rares today from new content with the new daily SBC. Now we're just kind of restocking not only those, but everything else as well. So we sold a lot of silver or bronze rares. We're doing BPM and mass bidding to restock. We might get a repeatable SBC tomorrow. So we're getting gold commons in the club for 300. And then once we can start getting some more silver commons and silver rares back in our club, we'll do that too. So here's the difficult part of doing BPM where I'm at. Like I said before, I can justify quick selling these versus listing them with the other stuff that I'm doing. But if we constantly are getting 2 to 3 dupes of commons, it may be to the point where you say, hey, we have most of these. We might be better off just, if we're looking for bronze rares, just bid on the bronze rares at that point. Brett, did you make all those coins through silver trading? A majority of them, I would say yes. Each year, usually a bulk of our coins is through silvers. I've yet to get the inform. I need them. I want to card collect them. And I want to save it as an investment. If we could get them first owner, that'd be sick. Are informs discard right now? I might as well pick a few up at the moment. I'm at 143 points already in fantasy. Dang, man. Cooking. Lamar Jackson hasn't even played yet. Pickens got a touchdown. Ferguson has 82 yards. It's crazy. My Vikings defense got 37 points. That might be the best defensive performance ever from a fantasy perspective. Have I done the Reece James? I have not. I'm debating, though. Do I do BPM, all 50,000 coins? If you have 50K, I probably wouldn't recommend doing just BPM. If you're doing BPM, I'm not telling you to not do it, but you'd probably be better off just flipping silvers and making coins that way while you do it. I love it. You want to know something funny? How many players do you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Calling it right now. Guaranteed there's a coin boost at the end. Boom. Same-o, boys. Gameplay feels great. I'm loving gameplay. No way they give us League SBCs. What do you mean by the way they're acting? Why do you think we won't get League SBCs? They're making cards feel wanted. Doubt much repeatable content. I feel like... How do I word this? I love repeatable SBCs. If they made the drop rate even harder in repeatable SBCs, I think I would love that. Gauntlets, events. I would love to be consumable heavy. I would love a jumbo gold pack tradable in League SBCs again. Give us no walkout ever. But as long as we're getting that, we're cooking. I think the first one is probably going to be a 75 player pack, 75 plus 1 or 2. I could be wrong. Last year I thought we got a 78 double upgrade is the first one. And it was like 11 players, 7 rares needed, all gold. If we did get a repeatable, I would see more things like that. The issue with a repeatable like that, though, in terms of value of cards, like the investment we're doing right now with Gold Commons, is if they come out with something as low as a 78 double, there's no reason to buy 7 gold rares or use 7 gold rares and then 4 commons when you can just put in 11 commons for 75 double in the gold upgrade. It was a 77? Okay, so I was wrong. 77. Even worse, right? 2 more ratings. So it's like, why are we spending so much or using so many resources when we could just do the gold upgrade instead? They did technically say they wanted the power curve lower, but there's different ways they can do that, right? I don't think giving us no repeatable SBCs is the answer. I think making repeatable SBCs harder to pack stuff from will be. Because it'll make you have to grind it even harder or do it more in bulk. And either one's really good for the market, good for content, and good for coins. If people have to do League SBCs more, repeatables more. If we could have it be a weekly occurrence of club stocking for 300 to 350 for gold commons, and they went to 450, 500 every single week, that'd be the freest coins in the world. I just joined. Why are you buying gold commons? Club stocking for daily SBCs, Evos, potential repeatable SBCs. And they're all 350 plus within the hour, so it's just easy coins on the flips for little to no brain function. I think what I might do for marquee matchups this week, since I haven't completed marquee matchups yet, I think I might wait till Thursday to complete my marquee matchups, do the new marquee matchups Thursday, save all those packs for Friday release of the new promo. How's that sound? Start with like a decent pack opening. I could use the rest of the stars we have, do an online draft, get some hopefully decent packs on that as well. I think the lower power curve is so they make promos seem like a bigger boost to it, and it makes them more desirable instead of some promos being duds. Yeah, I don't think pack weight's necessarily a big deal. If the promo cards we're getting aren't that big of an upgrade on the initial gold cards, I think that's all they're aiming for. If the pack weight is mediocre on mid-tier promo cards, they're going to hold their value because everything's mid-tier. Obviously, you're going to have the meta that are meta. But what I'm hoping for through all this, and what I'm hoping everyone's hoping for through all this, is let's assume I'm going to use Heroes as the example, but pretend this is the first promo. Or pretend this is Scream, right? These right now are like 30 to 35K. What I hope is the case with most promos, obviously you're going to have different ratings, so there's going to be different value assigned to them. But I hope, if we were looking at the special cards, that everything had a value. If you have promo cards that are like 85 rated, and they're not even going for 11K, I'm disappointed. I hope the low tier stuff is like 15 to 20K. I hope there's a lot of mid tier that are like 25 to 50K. You have a few cards that are like 100,000. Like, everything should be somewhat usable, or you can get use out of in some way. What I can't stand is when a promo comes out and it's like half the cards are instantly not even selling for mid price, or it's close to mid price. And then the top tier cards that they use to sell the packs and the promos, you'll never touch in your life. And then the mid tiers, the pack weight's just so bad, you never get them. I would much rather have most of the promo cards be lower end, be decent value where you can either buy it or pack it, and most of them are evoable over time or upgrade over time, and can upgrade your team over time. That's like my ideal world. Because like for Scream, I already have a plan for what I want to do for the RTG during Scream, and I'm so excited for it. I'm going to buy with coins every single basically Scream cosmetic possible. If we can have bats fly around our stadium, I'm getting it. If we can have the cosmetic look of the Scream promo on Evo cards, I'm Evoing every single one possible. If we can get kits, I'm rocking those kits. I don't care if the cards are even that crazy. If most of the Scream promo cards are like under 25K, I might buy every single Scream promo card that we haven't packed under 25K and make a team where it's a full Scream team. Plus our Evos. And then we do some games with that, or we do we do some Div Rivals with it. Those are the sort of things that like I'm looking forward to. Not everything has to be like an upgrade on the main team. Like this main team for the RTG right now versus our Sunderland RTG. Look at the difference already, right? We have one Sunderland card in who's going to soonly get replaced. We have a few of these who are going to get replaced as well. The coins we have, we can already make huge meta team updates, which I might do as an investment anyways for the release of the full game. But I'm slowly enjoying like using cards like this. Don't look at the goals because we used her for squad battles. But like the games, we already played a decent amount of games with her and she's a beast. Like Cruz, perfect example of the Cruz. Wasn't the one I wanted out of the hero icon pack, but I'm pleasantly surprised that we got him. We didn't get one of the worst ones. He's usable. He's fun. He's a little bit of frustrating in game, but like I'll be able to rock him for the next few weeks, and he'll slowly phase out of our team. I like the fact that I got Nuri untradeable, and he has 5-star skill moves. I love the fact that I've been dribbling and skilling a lot of people with him. End product's not really there. Isn't getting as many assists anymore. Defense is not really there. Feels like he's slowing down, but we got to use him for a bit. Dabinia, we packed Dabinia in the RTG episode today. If you haven't seen that, she literally plays just like Neymar. If you miss Neymar in the game, watch our highlights with her. You can't tell the difference. She's literally a female Neymar. Absolute baller. I would have never bought this card off the market and said, I want to use her. But the fact that we packed her, and she's 5-star, and she has insane dribbling and passing, this made me want to change my team up a little bit. It made me want to use this Berninia card. It made me want to buy Gabriel so that we could get him to link better. It makes me want to use the right wing and right mid, who you get for winning the tournament, the Brazilian one. I forget his name. It's like things like that make me happy and excited due to do an RTG this year. Whether it's a direct upgrade to my team, I like if the power curve's less because it means I can use a lot of those cards in and out. And even if it doesn't upgrade to my meta team, which at some point none of them will, our team will just be good enough on its own, like it is every single year, where it's going to be hard to upgrade. That's where like a secondary team comes in. That's where like our YouTube member team comes in, where it's all the meta cards or all the cards that we packed or SBCs we did that no longer fit our team, mixed in with like compost for Carlos and things like that. The pack luck will be the biggest scream. I hope, EA, if you're listening, for Scream, do a jump scare for when we open a pack. Have it where it's like you see someone walking out and it's like cosmetics of bats and stuff. But if it's like, let's use an example of Wilson Isidore, a Sunderland Wilson Isidore, right? Have the back of the hallway where you see a card walk out and then you think it's going to go through the normal kind of standard walkout procedure. And then all of a sudden, you see the flag, and then out of nowhere, their face in front of the camera. Scares the crap out of you. Just shows up. Or put in like a jump scare in the game. Have like a skeleton come. Have me want to punch my monitor or jump out of my chair. Oh, they could do celebrations for each promo. Imagine a Halloween celebration. Imagine taking the corner flag and treating it like a witch's broom. I'd get that one. I got lucky with a pack and have 1.1 million coins. Any ideas on who's good to buy and hold until full release? I'm not your guy for like meta player trading and stuff. I'm more like the low end club stock. If you want to do that, I can walk you through like how to turn a few like 100 to 200k into 1 mil pretty quickly throughout the next few weeks, just as a club stock. But outside of that, I feel like most YouTubers would help you. I feel like Run the Foot Market would. I feel like Foot Account would. I feel like all those guys would know when to buy meta teams and when to sell. I feel like you wait till there's a huge promo pack release this week or a lot of supply. And then once you get that, you go in on the cards and then you sell them this weekend. But I don't know when that would be or with who. How much are informs? All right, 5 fresh cards. He's fresh too. This one I feel like is a good riser. I feel like he'd fit well for Evos. Was Ed one of the ones we got? I think so. I'm back. Welcome back, buddy. Alright, let's do... to the week 1. Do low to high. Yildiz was what, like 70K before? Alright, is Bergvall basically min as well? Why are we lagging? Alright, he's a little bit more. Alright, Semenyo was cheap before. Bought a card. Let's see if we can get a fresh one. Ah, he's a little too much now. Probably doesn't make sense investing in him now, unless he drops back down. I might pick up one later. Filging too, all these. Alright. I think I'll have that be it for now, the ones we get. We'll take a look at prices later. Right mid, cam. Goalkeeper. Striker. Went on bid pretty easily. Got 2 for 11.5 when he was like 12.75. Well, I was streaming. It's been good, buddy. See, my thing with these is I don't know how you guys are with informs. When I get informs, anytime I buy informs, I either get them for discard price or a little above it. And whenever I end up selling it, they always go infinitely up like less than a day later. And usually when I have so many, I look at them as a quick way to get more coins. It's like, all right, let me get out of inform so I can buy this next thing. So like the exact price we buy them is usually not as big of a deal as I make it. But it's always frustrating when I put coins into them because I'm like, I want to get out. Want to get out. But yeah, we should get most of them. It is later. I'll probably wait till tomorrow. See if we can get the rest. Alright, let's do another round of gold common bidding. I'm curious to see if there still is a lot we don't have. See, those NWSL cards, I bet you could get 450, 500 out of them. Yeah, look at all these silver rares not selling. Slowing down. Slowing down. Slowly but surely, man. You can start club stocking. Gotta check our club value as well. Actually, Oberdorf is what, 18? All right. Start throwing these back in the club. Can we start bidding 350? Curious to see how many people are still bidding 400. Yeah. I feel like quite a few will. And again, with the bidding, if I'm bidding on like 50 of these and I win like 10, that's not really good for a club stock. The amount of time it would take for us to fill our club and the quality of card we're winning, it's just not going to be worth it. So I would just continue waiting until the prices drop even more. Or you add in like sniping or... Alright, we'll see how that is. Silver commons are 300. we can win these for 250. Like I said, I'd realistically want to win them for 150, 200. If we can win these in bulk for 250, I'm happy with that. Yeah, we're missing most, man. Yeah, see, they're still bidding 450. So if we're going to do that, we might as well snipe. Same with the silver commons. We're probably going to miss out on the silver commons. Unless we're doing this right now. It's not necessarily the worst. Go. What's silver rares for 350? I believe you're gonna want to snipe these 400s the move. That's one. Two. League One card as well. W. All right. Oh. Looks like we won some. Oberdorf went for 625. Dang it, man. Alright, how much? We're at 153. You said you needed double, right? Yeah. Chuck those in the club. Wait till the gold commons stop selling. So if I did right now 250 bids on all these. I hope in this first batch, if I win a lot of these for 250, the price keeps dropping, that we can have the first world problem of, I have all these in my club for this price. They're now cheaper. Let's now mass bid even more for 200. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm surprised we haven't been bid ban yet. I feel like we've been bidding for hours. Both on stream and off stream. Always have 2 versions of FIFA in case of a bid ban. Yep, me too. Web app, companion app as well. I rotate through it all. It's going to be a sad day when they no longer have the PS4 version of EAFC. Yeah, it'll be a PS6 version. I want to spend on a PS6, that's the thing. I don't want to spend it, or I can look at it as it's a investment for the stream. It's a content creation tool. It will pay for itself eventually. Alright. Is limited edition 2. I'm not upgrading anytime soon. Where did the PS5 come out? I feel like it wasn't that long ago, but probably was. Do you store the silvers for SBCs, etc.? Yep, we sold probably 1,000 plus silvers today. Alright, I gotta record the rest of the RTG episode. I just realized it's almost 7 o'clock my time. Been live for about 2.5, or no, almost 3 hours. Jeez. Dang. Monday through Friday is usually my work week. I did take off of work on Monday though, so I'll be able to be live earlier than usual. But if you guys are newer to the channel, usually I'm live 4 hours after new content. Not sure exactly what the plan will be for tomorrow. I guess we'll see if we get a repeatable SBC. But yeah, I gotta record the rest of the RTG for tomorrow. If you missed the one today, it is pinned in chat, the playlist. Episode 3 came out. Yeah, take it easy. Have a good rest of your guys' night. God bless.